We're going to go on and get started. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. I'm going to be looking probably in crazy directions because this is really my first time trying to manage all of this. But I welcome you. I welcome you all that are here. Please forgive my back. Like I said, I don't know where I will be looking from time to time. But I just want to take a moment, let our students go around and introduce themselves. If you could we'll start here in person, and then I'll go across the screen. Just give your name, your major, and what you hope to get from the event, maybe just a little bit. And speak up loud.
My name is I'm science major. So learning more about learning also.
Thank you. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Manny. I'm a mass communication major, and I'm supposed to learn to
My name is Lamir Whitman. My major right now is undecided. And what I hope to gain is probably like some more insight on where I'm leaning to, or like a better way to build my profile.
Ladies.
Hello, my name is Tad Ray. My major is criminal justice. My major is criminal justice, and I would like to learn more about how to present myself professionally.
Hi guys, my name is Nina Clinton. I'm a graduating senior, basketball major, political science minor, and I just want to learn how to brand myself.
So I hope you all heard from the group. Let's go with Brianna. Are you there, Bria?
Yes, I'm here. My name is Bria Henderson. My major is mass communications, and I hope to gain knowledge about the conversation about process of personal branding.
Absolutely. Chittery.
Hi, my name is Ching Yuriel 4. I'm double majoring in computer science and math, and I hope to know more basically from today's experience.
And thank you, William. William, are you there? We'll go to Taylor. Taylor, are you there? So I see you. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Taylor. I'm a criminal justice major.
And is there anything in particular you're looking to get from this session?
I'm just looking forward to understanding the process of me and my brand.
Okay, thank you. I hate to put you on the spot, but we're just introducing ourselves. So if you just kind of share your name, your major, maybe what you're interested and hoping to get from the session.
Manaya, my major is psychology. I'm a junior. They get whatever you gotta do.
Yes. You can stand where you are.
My name is Fortune. I'm a freshman. Major in computer science. I'm interested in software development. I want to be a software developer.
We're open. Hi, Praise. Are you there? Have you? She's still joining with our audio. But thank you all for joining us today. I got a quick question for you. If you all wouldn't mind, I'd like you to join us on Cahoots for a quick question. It might be worth $1 or $2. We have some prizes that we're trying to give away tonight. While you all are doing that, Praise and Caitlin, if you might just take a moment and introduce yourselves, Praise. Caitlin, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Praise, introduce yourself and your major, your year, and anything you might hope to gain.
My name is Praise Olalikon. I'm a nursing major, and I'm just open to learn from this event.
Okay. Caitlin? So
I had typed in the chat that I'm coming from class, so my connection might be bad. So I was saying, can you just give me a quick second?
okay.
So sorry, my fault. That's why I wasn't responding, because I'm trying to walk back to my dorm.
We're juggling. Okay.
Say that again?
I said it's okay. You're juggling. Get yourself settled and we'll continue on. So everyone, if you take a moment, take out your phone, scan the QR code or put the code in. The person who comes closest to the answer without going over can win a $25 gift certificate. So let me know when you all get a moment to join in. And I'm sorry to our guests, we're going to keep this for the students, although I know we could all use a gift certificate. Let's see what you know. Everybody in? All those in? Anybody else in?
We have 6 in.
I'm
That's
sorry, where is the QR code?
Are you seeing it on the screen at the top? Oh, you're not. They're not.
They're not seeing it?
Mm-mm.
Can you add it to the chat, Crystal? Somebody add it to the chat for them.
Sorry, I'm gonna share it. I thought I was sharing. I apologize. There you are.
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, we're gonna give it about 5 more seconds and then we're gonna hit the button.
We're up to 9.
Okay, looking good. All right.
Are y'all in? 11.
Okay, we're counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start and see who can come closest. How many students are enrolled at Lincoln University? student coming closest, without going over, will win our first gift certificate, our gift card. Three seconds. All right. Can you show us your answer? So the answer is pretty good. The answer is 1,916. 1,916. So who said 1750?
That was me.
That was you? Really, Taj?
Are you serious? You should not have done this.
All right. Good stuff. Hi, ladies. Come on in. Hello. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Well,
Okay, we'll come back in a minute or two.
and who was?
That was Taj and May. 1750. So the number, the actual number for fall 2021 is 1,916. And that includes undergrad and graduate. So we're down a little, fearing COVID, but I feel we'll be back. Good answer. So thank you all again for coming. What I just want to do right now before we kind of get into the meat of our session is give you all a little bit of information on why we're together. We're together for a number of reasons. We'd like to bring programs and events to you that will help you develop and help you along your educational trajectory as you begin to look at your career a little more closely. But we're also here to kind of introduce and kick off, and I know it's the end of the semester, but we're excited about alumni mentoring program, which we have been working on for the past year and are looking forward to connecting students with alumni in their field or your chosen field that will help you develop your professional networks, that will help you kind of navigate your career, will give you some opportunity to try out your professional chops in a way that you can share what you're thinking, what you're learning with someone who's walked pretty much in the same shoes you are walking now, that walked across this campus, that has been in the seats that you sit, literally, Rim Hall, Wright Hall, and the works. But it's also a way to close the gap between a university and the alumni. And at the same time, help extend opportunities to you for careers and internships. So having said that, I'd like to take a moment to introduce our advisory council that has come together and helped put this program together. For all of you who may not know me, I'm Crystal Faison. I'm Director of Internship Services. My office is on the first floor in room 122. And I bring these types of events and activities to you, as well as help you navigate the internship terrain. We also have with us, I'm gonna defer to Brenda, who's here in the room with us. Ms. Snyder, would you like to introduce yourself and your role here at Lincoln, other than clicking the buttons for me this afternoon?
Hi, everyone. I'm Brenda Snyder. I'm the online learning coordinator in the Center for Excellence in Teaching and Learning. And I help out everybody.
And she does. She does. So I'm going across the screen at the beginning of the screen. Introduce yourself.
I'm sorry, did you say me?
I did.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? Thank you for attending the event tonight. I'm so excited. I'm really geeked about this. My name is Edwina Coverson Barnes, and I'm actually a member of the class of, and I am the second vice president for the Philadelphia Alumni Chapter. Thank you all for coming tonight. I'm so excited to hear about you, and I know Charity is going to provide you with some awesome information that you'll be able not only to use today, but after graduation. And that's what our goal is, to make sure that we, can support you. We can be your network. We can be your sounding boards going forward. So thank you again. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson, would you please go next?
I will. Hi, everyone. I am Sherry Wilson. I am also in the class of, I'll tell you, class of 89. So glad that everyone is there. I am in human resources. So partnering with Crystal and the team around mentoring, around ensuring that you've got the tools that you need to be successful in your journey, in your career, understanding your career paths. That's something that I have a lot of passion about. I've been in human resources since I graduated college. So I'm here to support you, here to help you. Glad that you're here. And I am a part of the Atlanta chapter. So I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
So I think that's everybody for the advisory and the Lincoln connection. If I missed anyone, do we have any mentors on the call? So we may have. If you are a mentor on, if you would, and Ms. Walters, you were there. Please introduce yourself. Leonie?
Hi, yes, hi everyone. Actually, I'm at home. I just got it and today I had to chime into this inaugural program. I'm very excited for you students, and I'm so thankful to see you here. I'm Leonie Walters, academic advisor, academic success coach at Lincoln. I have been at Lincoln now going 12 years, and I'm very much into the student experience. Thank you for being online and enjoy the moment.
Absolutely, thank you. I'm not ignoring my two guests. We're going to do a little more formal introduction, but thank you, Ms. Charity Wells and Ms. Ayana Mondesir, who you'll be hearing from in a few moments. But at this time, I just want to thank everyone that has joined us. We're going to take a quick second. We're going to flip back a little bit and do another quick poll and see what you know. Or see, maybe you can tell me a little something that I don't know. Okay. We're the amateurs. We apologize. But just to get a little bit of feedback from you all before we move forward, just want to know what's your top resource for career and internship services. If you could just type where you would go to look for jobs or internships in here. Let's see what people are doing. Okay, we got 4 answers submitted, 5 answers submitted. let's see what you're doing, what you're using. This is important because it helps us help you. Okay, we got some leftover things. So Engage. Engage is a platform that we use here at Lincoln that has originally was our go-to place for posting events, posting opportunities. We have moved away from that a little bit, and we use that more to kind of capture community service hours and things of that nature. So for you in the future, you might want to consider keeping that information there. What we like to use is Handshake, other platforms such as LinkedIn, Google Jobs. We've also, we have a platform that hopefully some of you know about, you'll hear a little bit more about, is Our Money Matters, and there are opportunities there as well. But for now, we're gonna kind of concentrate most of our career and internship opportunities along Handshake lines. Thank you. So at this particular moment, to kind of keep things going and not to have our guests wait, Taj, if you would come up and introduce our guest speaker. And you might want to stay there because that's the time.
Here. Good evening, scholars. Thank you for coming out once again. I would like to introduce our speaker tonight. She's a business consultant from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Her name is Ms. Charity R. Wells. And Ms. Charity R. Wells is a Philadelphia native, born and raised in West Philly. She's a 2016 graduate of Temple University, Fox School of Business, where she majored in human resource management and minored in legal studies. Charity has always seen the work in giving back and lifting others. So as a Temple student, she raised over $80K for the university's annual fund. And after graduation, Charity has worked in she's worked as a human resource recruiter for both Temple and for the Philadelphia Zoo. And since then, she's moved into the government sector as Assistant Chief Administrator Officer, Senior Talent Management Specialist for the City of Philadelphia, where in this role, she intimately involved in the labor relations for the city government. Ms. Wells enjoys learning and training others, as we're doing here tonight. This passion developed at an early age under influence of her parents, who mentor and teach others in their professional and personal lives. And Charity is passionate about elevating others, so much so that she launched her own company. It's called iBrandlinks, LLC. The mission of the company is to provide superior client-focused and cost-effective human resource management. So iBrandlinks services include professional development and career coaching, resume and cover letter building, mock interviewing, professional headshots, networking events, job fairs, and small business promotions. And Ms. Wells enjoys connecting with the community to valuable employment opportunities through her work as a Temple alum and as a professional. So her efforts have allowed her to work directly with the university through churches, community centers, and organizations, private and public nonprofit entities. And she's the founder of and organizer of the annual West Philadelphia Community Job Fair, which was first held in 2018. And this job fair has been one of her most successful ventures, with over 600 job seekers being served. Attendees of the annual event were able to engage in the professional development sessions and make employment connections with 50 employers who were seeking an interview for positions across several industries. So Ms. Charity has also coordinated the 10th and 11th annual neighborhood job fair for her alma mater, as well as the first annual Prince of Peace Community Job Fair. And just a small piece about her family. When she's not in the office, you can find her making moves to improve herself by attending networking and professional development events, traveling with one or all of her 5 younger siblings. She has faith, hope, joy, grace, and glory. And practicing her photography skills, volunteering in the community, coaching, and or connecting people to business and employment opportunities. Introducing Ms. Charity Wells.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tajane, for reading all of that. That was very long. I'm gonna have to make sure I shorten it next time. But I just want to tell you all, I'm just so thankful and honored to be here, and that you guys are already on the right track by being in this room. So with that, I'm going to just start the presentation. So let's see. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So today, basically, we're going to just be learning about keys to career success, personal brand DNA. So thank you again for having me, and I will get right into it. So I just want to ask you guys, do you know your personal brand?
No.
No? Okay. And then the next question would be basically, or action item would be to describe what you would consider your personal career success. And how I would say that is basically, if you guys can just write in the chat, or you can say it by using the colors. So red meaning you don't really have an idea, yellow meaning somewhat, green meaning I know. So when you think about career success, and then also when you think about like your personal brand, just, let me know how you guys are feeling. So I see yellow. Okay. So somewhat. Caitlin. Okay. Rhea, yellow. Okay. It's a yellow. Okay. That's great. That's great. And if you are red, it's absolutely fine. And also, so most of you guys are what year are you guys, like freshman, sophomore, a mix?
I think it's a mix. We
Okay.
have one green scream out, so there's a mix.
Okay. Great. All right. So with that, basically, thank you guys again for the introduction. So how I want to go into it is basically by saying your brand is who you are, and how you succeed, through your career is by knowing who you are. So in today's presentation, what we're going to go through is just basically different ways of how you can define yourself, career wise and also personal, because you really want your personal brand to also align with your career brand as well. So we'll just go right through it. And if you guys have any questions, I do have a section at the end, but if there's questions like you don't really understand anything, or as I'm going through the presentation, feel free to ask as well. Okay. So basically your brand is tied along with your career planning as well. So you really need to have an assessment done of your skills and interests. Have you guys heard of like the career assessments?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Have some of you taken them before? No? Well, you should definitely do so. I'm sure they're located on your career centers as well. But it basically helps you find your skills and interests, which makes up who you are, your personal brand DNA. So it also allows you to identify talents and also the abilities, and that can also help you with choosing your major if you haven't yet, or, just preparing yourself as you're continuing through your career path. It's really important right now also to do some research as far as just, within the employment industry and also the trends, just kind of connecting with others that may be like-minded after completing an assessment like that. It'll show you different areas that you may be interested in, and that can kind of, in a way, help you, define your personal brand as well by just, meeting others that are in the career fields that you're interested in. So you want to make sure that you're always, going to your career center on campus, also attending different professional development events. So, even if it's just sometimes they may have an event to just kind of just show you how should you dress, how should you dress? Because that's a part of your personal brand. You want to make sure every time you're going into, a professional setting and or meeting, you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately because that's a part of your brand. So make sure that you're also volunteering as well. That definitely helps as well with finding that as well. And then also business cards. I just want to ask, who has business cards?
No cards.
No cards. It's okay. I'm not sure if your career center has a business card maker, but you can get business cards really from anywhere. You can literally get them from Staples, like 500 of them for $10. And business cards are very important because when you're making those connections, you can hand someone a business card. They even have these like electronic like business cards now that where you can have someone tap the phone and it automatically will pull up your LinkedIn, your phone number, your email as well. And you don't necessarily have to put a lot of information on there. I would just put, that you're a student, your major, your LinkedIn information, and then your email and your phone number. And if you don't want to give out your phone number, most times what I do is I'll give out like a Google number that's linked to my phone number. That way, when I'm receiving the call, I know that it's, a professional call as well, which definitely helps. So, all right. So, your experience is really important into finding your personal brand as well. So I just want to get a hand of different individuals. Like, are you guys currently working or have any volunteer experience?
Some were.
Yeah. Okay. So you said some are. Say it again.
Some were working as interns.
Interns. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah, because it definitely aligns, and I'll kind of just share like my story. So I was an HR major, legal studies minor. I always, planned on basically being a lawyer. I knew that eventually, you can just study a major and eventually go to law school. But I found myself in workforce development as well as also HR by doing internships and also having different jobs, which in a way allowed me to have make purposeful connections. So that work experience, I actually was like a assistant at a camp doing interviews, and I would be there, all night. It was actually at a church, so it was ministry. And, sometimes like when you're doing ministry, you're doing work all day. And at the same time, I actually enjoyed it, in a way. Not knowing that was HR, but I ended up having another internship working with the Career Center as well as also Temple's HR department, which really helped me as well. So I would definitely say making sure that you have these different opportunities that align with your experience as well as also your personal brand helps as well. You don't really want to just get internships or jobs that are just, something more so like to just get a paycheck, you want to make sure that it aligns with your brand or aligns where you're headed as well. So the different opportunities that you possibly could have is work study, part-time employment, co-op different programs. They also have volunteer activities. So I'm sure you guys are aware of several like conferences that go on, professional organization conferences. See, when you're a student, like you can volunteer for those conferences. When you're not a student, you have to pay like $500, $600, and so on to attend these conferences. And I will say a lot of the internships that I was able to secure and like just be offered some of them came from those just volunteer opportunities. Hey, I just want to be a volunteer. So I would definitely recommend you guys to do that, volunteer, at different events. To kind of just see perhaps if this is something that you're interested in and doing in the future and making those purposeful connections as well. Then also entrepreneurship ventures. Are any of you guys like entrepreneurs? have your own businesses or want to have your own business?
I want my own business.
You have your own business? What type of business?
No. I want my own business.
Oh, you want your own business. Okay, that's great. Do you know what type or?
I want to create holistic natural care products.
Okay. Oh, that's great. We definitely need those because there's a lot of products out here that, have a lot of different things that we shouldn't be intaking. But I have a question. What's your major?
I'm a Pan-Africana and history major with a minor in physics.
Okay. See, that's amazing. And it actually aligns with, what you want to do in your entrepreneur ventures too.
I actually
did you do that on purpose?
Say that again.
I said, did you do that on did you know you were, aligning them?
Yeah, because my ultimate career path is to be a history teacher, and I also want to start my own charter school. So I want to become a principal and then have my own curriculum and own charter school as well.
Okay, great. Well, I wish you much success. I know you'll be very successful. And I asked that because sometimes it is hard to get different opportunities in the different fields that you like to get. But if you're able to create different entrepreneurship or even, attaching yourself to another organization, it can help you also. In fact, my LLC that I created and doing different job fairs and stuff actually got me the job that I currently have with the city of Philadelphia as far as recruiting. I happen to just be doing different job fairs and different things, and they actually saw it and then were like, hey, we want to kind of have you come over to HR and talent. So definitely take advantage of being able to kind of create your own experiences and the different school and outside projects and initiatives as well. And through doing these different things, it also helps define who you are and who you are looking to be as far as within your career path as well. Okay, so now we're just going to go into networking. So we have internal and external contacts. That's very important. Sometimes you are able to receive different internships and or actual full-time positions as well through having those contacts. So knowing how to use those contacts is really important as well. Also using the web. If you are someone potentially that, necessarily you see someone that you may admire, and how you would like to potentially be like them as far as their career path. It's really helpful if you do some research. I would definitely say, look on their LinkedIn page as well and kind of connect with them. Because when you're applying to different internships and jobs as well, making those connections could be helpful as well. And then we talked about the business cards, making sure that you're continuously, exchanging business cards, collecting business cards, and also following up with them as well. All right. So now we're going to go into creating your own experiences. So currently right now, when looking for internships, there's a lot of different resources, I would say. But it's really important that when you find those different resources, such as Monster and also Indeed, who applies to jobs and internships on Indeed and Monster? Okay. Have they been helpful for you guys? I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah.
No.
Yes? No? Okay. So yes and no. I would say, honestly, I used to work at the Philadelphia Zoo in recruiting, and we used to get at least 500 resumes each day over the weekend. And that's just on Indeed. And that's because, with Indeed, all you do is click and then you apply, right? So what I would recommend is basically instead of, applying on Indeed, it's okay if you apply on there, but make sure you go to the company site too. Because sometimes when you go to the company site, they have less applicants on there as well, which is really, it allows you to stand out more. Indeed, it makes it a little bit easier to apply, or even LinkedIn. You can do LinkedIn apply as well. So I would definitely recommend that as well. And also making sure sometimes when you're on LinkedIn, you can see different connections or the different hiring managers that have posted on LinkedIn, and you can kind of like chat them to say, hey, you know, how's your experience, and do perhaps an informational interview. That's really important too. And then also, I just want to kind of go over the STAR example. Have you guys heard about the STAR example? No? Okay. So the STAR example basically is something that you would use when you're trying to make these connections and or interview. It's basically a personal behavior. So S stands for situation, T stands for task, A stands for action, and R stands for result. So a lot of times when you're interviewing for an internship or a job, you're most times going against a lot of different other candidates. So you want to make sure you stand out. So what we talked about previously, creating your own experiences, creating your own internships, and even your also your projects through school. You could use those exact examples when you're applying and going through the interview process. So S, as I said, stands for situation. So you're telling the situation what's happening. They may ask you a question like, I'll kind of give an example. What's your, oh yeah, this is a question that I know sometimes some people may not necessarily like, but like they'll say like, what is your like, what would you say is a weak point? A weak, you know, what's your like weakest, what would you say your weakness is basically? Has anyone like seen that question as like a hard question to answer? Yeah. So using this situation, I'll just give an example. I would say, thank you for your question. I normally say, thank you for your question. And I don't necessarily like to say weakness, but I like to say an area of opportunity. There was a time where I had a position. It was a finance position. I'm an HR major. It was very new to me, very new to me. I had to learn and take a few finance tests and as well. And in that time frame, it was, as I said, I'm an HR major, so finance is not my thing, but I truly appreciated being in that uncomfortable place because it allowed me to grow. Now, my weakness sometimes would be basically not wanting to always know what I'm doing or, you know, being an expert of where I'm at. But through that experience, it allowed me to become comfortable in the uncomfortable. And now because of that, I am going to apply for different opportunities that may help broaden my experience. So that's kind of a way that, you know, you can kind of answer it by basically giving them an example of the situation, what was at hand. T being a task, me having to take a finance test. I went to school for HR. Then result. You can choose, well, my result, I didn't pass it. Well, I passed one of them, but the second one I didn't pass. So sometimes I will explain that answer, but sometimes I may not. But it's the way you kind of come across by explaining it. So if I was to tell them basically that I didn't pass one of my tests, I would say, you know, that was a time, as I said, it was an uncomfortable place. And I did not pass, but it allowed me to grow in an area that I was not familiar with. Now, because of that, I am more open to taking on different opportunities and also different initiatives, which has helped me in my current career path. So that's basically how you want to make sure you're answering each of the questions. I can definitely perhaps send over some reviews as well for you guys to see for other questions, but the STAR example is really helpful. Recruiters necessarily don't really want you to just kind of say, oh, my weaknesses, I like, you know, sometimes I'm late, you know, you want to be able to give them something that you're working on. Like it may be a weakness, but it's an area of opportunity as well. Does anyone have any questions? No? Okay. All right. So now we're going to basically get into the power of social media. Which is also associated with our brand, right? So who has like LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
Nobody.
Yes, you all have it. Okay. Do you guys like regularly like post?
Yes.
Are your pages private or public?
Public.
Public, okay. Now, if you were applying, say like you had this dream company, right? And you were applying for a position and the HR manager just happened to be, coming across your page. What would you like? What would you think their responses would be?
They like my picture.
You don't, what'd you say?
They like my
It's
picture.
hard. They like your picture? Okay. Okay, yeah. So sometimes this is rhetorical. You don't necessarily have to answer, but we really have to be mindful how our social media pages are, especially if they're public, you definitely want to make sure even during those times that you're applying for certain positions that either you're making your page private or you're cleaning your page regularly. Because nowadays, HR managers and so on, they're looking at the accounts of those that are applying for positions. And that's because when you work at an organization, you also represent their brand as well. So I know sometimes some people can say it like, hey, like, man, like this is my private life. Like I don't have nothing to do with it at work. But when you're a part of a company, you're also a representative of that company too. And I'm sure you guys have seen how some people are like losing their jobs because of something they may have put on social media, maybe like just making a statement as well. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your social media clean as well. And if not, you need to make sure that you're making it a private account. Also, there are, I'm sorry.
Just a question there when you said cleaning your page regularly.
Yes.
Does it really go away or is it just taken down and archived?
So I would say when it depends, if you're trying to get like a government job, I'm sure they can, do and search something as far as like secret service and so on. But I would say you don't really ever want to post anything that you wouldn't want it to stay on there forever or come back to you, in the future and prevent you from getting a job. If you've done it in the past, I'm definitely not going to like discourage you and say now you're just doomed for getting any opportunity. But I would just say, from this day on forward, make sure that you're being intentional with your, page as well, because you guys are educated, you're professionals and you have a bright and great future ahead of you. So you want to make sure whatever accounts or wherever you are, that you have a great representation as well, because honestly, you can literally meet anyone, like you can meet people anywhere today. And they can allow and create different opportunities for you as well. So I would say, make sure that your, social media is clean. And also if it's not, you want to make sure that you're cleaning it regularly or keeping your account private. Also, now companies have social media accounts as well. And I'm sure some of you may follow certain social media accounts, and that's how they are able to kind of connect with the public and also connect with their professionals that work within the industry and employees as well. Do any of you ever check out some of the social media pages of different companies that you may be interested in? Yes. Yeah. And when you are looking at these pages, what are you normally like seeing?
What are you searching for? What do you see? Nothing.
I see pictures of whatever you're trying to like
Programming and activities that they might engage in outside of.
Right. Yeah, so they'll post like, some of the projects that they're working on, some of their employees. I see Prey says ads and different things they offer. So if you think about it, they're basically posting, their interests, their values and also their mission. So that's how you have to view your social media too. When you have a public presence, you're basically showing, who you are, what you care about as well. So when other hiring professionals and others look on your page, that's what they're seeing. And if you're applying for a position now and you're saying, yes, I care about the community and I also value, like they may value community, and you're saying I'm applying for this position in this company because you guys align with my interests and also my value for the community. And then on social media, you may be like posting videos of you like trashing the community. It's not, there's kind of like a disconnect. So that's why I say it's really important to be yourself and be who you are, professionally and also personally, and make sure you're doing it in a way that if you're having your accounts public, that you are also representing what you're speaking when you're doing these different interviews. So does anyone have any like questions about social media? I'm sorry, it's hard to hear.
Is there something that you should include on your Instagram? Like if employers are looking at your page?
Yes. So I don't necessarily have, I have like a link tree, but I don't think my Instagram has my link. It may have my LinkedIn. I'm not really sure, but I'm not saying you have to make your personal account like a professional account, and some people actually do have professional accounts, and then some people have a personal account as well, where they, post more things that are not so related to their professional life. Now, it may be hard to manage or it may be easy to manage, but I would say if you're trying to have a page that you would like to, in a way like for companies to see, different things that you could have on there is what you're, interested in, making sure like your page as far as like, so say you are applying to Google, to be one of their like software programmers or something like that. And say also you're a part of an organization or you volunteer for organization. I would perhaps put in my bio, volunteer for, or whatever your position is, and then put the actual company in your bio as well. So like my social media, I have like the different organizations that I sit on as far as boards as well. My page, I wouldn't say, I just say I'm uniquely, I'm charity. Like I'm charity professionally, I'm charity personally. I'm just charity. And I've always kind of just been myself professionally and personally. So it's a little bit easier for me to present myself. Not saying I'm always like talking about jobs and, making sure you're professionally dressed and all that. I'm still myself, but I would say I'm authentic in my professional environments and then also in my personal environments as well. And I think that through those different experiences that we talked about, just like volunteering, doing informational interviews, creating your own experiences, it allows you to kind of find who you are so you can be your whole self. Like currently at my job, I am my whole self. Like I don't like turn off, personal charity. I bring my full self to my job. And I think that when you're able to do that, it allows you to do your job even more efficiently and you enjoy it as well. So I hope that answered your question.
That's a good question.
You're welcome. Does anyone have any other questions?
I had a question.
Yes.
What's some other good things to add to your resume?
Okay. Yes. So as far as your resume, you want to put different. So if you, what year are you, like, do you have like different work experiences or internships?
I don't have no internships. I do a little construction, construction with my mom. So I don't know if that counts for experience. But.
Okay, well, that's great. Yes, listen, any experience is experience. And most times, if say you never have had like a paid experience, when you're writing your resume, you don't have to say paid experiences, non-paid experiences. You just put all your experiences on there. You don't necessarily have to tell anyone when they're looking at your resume that it was a paid or non-experience, paid or not paid experience. You just want to put it on there. So I would definitely put that on your resume if it's like the only current experience. But remember, you can also create your own experiences. So you said can you say your major again?
It was undecided.
Undecided. Okay. Have you ever done one of the career assessments?
No.
Okay. Crystal, do you guys have the career assessments?
We do, and I made a note to kind of bring it up towards the end, but we do. You can take Strength Finders or Myers-Briggs.
Yes.
In the career office. We're working at having computers set up so you can just kind of come in and take them.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, another one that's really good is, I'm not sure if you guys heard about it, but it's called Focus 2. And honestly, I would like, if you guys ever needed me to, help with a session like that over going Focus 2, which I think the set of 6 different quizzes, and it X's based on your skills, your interests, as well, and also your values. And they kind of tell you different career paths that you may be good at doing. So I would definitely recommend taking some type of career assessment to kind of help you, but then also volunteering and doing informational interviews. So I didn't really necessarily go over the informational interviews, but informational interviews are very helpful because it allows you to kind of connect with professionals and kind of see their career path, where they started, how they got to where they are, and also ask them about the companies that they're at, and then make that connection. Some of the different informational interviews that I've done actually ended up in me having an internship, So intentionally, I was just going to make the connection, and they're like, "Hey, do you want an internship?" So that can actually happen sometimes. So I would say, even if you don't have experience, work experience, do not be discouraged, because as I said, you guys can create your own experiences. If there's an organization, perhaps, say, that you're interested in, you want to apply to, even if they don't have any open opportunities, I would see perhaps what type of community engagement events maybe they're having. Because sometimes some organizations may have a community event, and you may just be able to come and, hey, can I volunteer for it? Or they're having a conference. I'm a student at Lincoln University. I would love to volunteer. And then from there, you're able to make that connection. A lot of times you don't necessarily just have to apply for a job in order to get it. There's a lot of different ways that you can get internships and jobs nowadays. And I'm really thankful that through my career path, I was able to kind of make purposeful and meaningful connections with different professionals that help me find, as far as my personal brand. As I said, I was working at the career center, and then I got an internship with the HR department, and I planned a job fair as an assignment. Now, when I was given that assignment, I was like, whoa, that seems like a lot, even though I was working at the career center and they were doing it, but I had to plan it on my own. I never knew that, years later, I would be planning my own job fairs and doing my own mock interviewings for an organization that I created. So I would definitely say making those purposeful connections and intentional connections and being in places, with purpose definitely allow you to find who you are, personally and professionally, and also help you with your career success as well.
Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions, thoughts, comments? I think we've kind of been monitoring the chat too. I don't know if anyone on Zoom would like to ask a question, but I was very happy to hear a lot of what you shared, particularly the points about getting business cards. Just having that information readily available to share is a good way to really just kind of network and be accessible moving forward. If anyone has any questions, Ms. Wells, is it okay to share your information?
Yes.
For someone to think of something a little later?
Yeah, definitely you guys are welcome to connect with me on LinkedIn. And also, I work for the city of Philadelphia, and I definitely should, I can see this plug too. We actually are bringing back the mayor's internship. So if any of you guys are perhaps we'll say sophomores, finishing your sophomore year currently now, or a senior or a junior, or even graduates that graduated from 2020, 2021, as well, you can apply for the mayor's internship. And if you do, I would definitely, recommend that you connect with me on LinkedIn. Even if you guys have questions, feel free to connect with me and ask your questions if you think about it later. But remember, it's really, really important to be purposeful in your connections. And I would say, even when I was in college, I made sure even the friends that I had them with purpose, because 4 years may seem like a long time, or even, 5 or however long you're in school may seem like a long time, but it will be an even more rewarding time if you're intentional and purposeful with the different connections that you're making. So definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. As well as also, I would even, if you guys, see other Lincoln alumni, I would connect with them as well. And, necessarily just try to see if you can connect with them and do an informational interview. I think that's very helpful.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. They asked, what is your LinkedIn? Is it on the
I can stop this one.
Let me just,
I can put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, yes. Right.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. And then also, because with my different, being able to be connected to so many different HR representatives as well, even if you guys are able to connect with me on LinkedIn and you see perhaps an internship you're interested in, you see that I have a connection, feel free to just send me a chat and say, hey, I see that you're connected to this person. I actually applied for this internship. Would you be able to connect me? I am super open to doing that for you guys as well.
Thank you. I know there may be some other questions coming up. I appreciate you spending the time this evening, imparting the knowledge and giving us a lot to think about as we move through, especially at the end of the summer, end of the semester, in the beginning of the summer, how we might be able to make some connections during the summer and look at what we do with a little more intentionality as we begin to build those experiences. So again, thank you very much for coming, sharing. I hope this will be the first of many opportunities to come and speak with our students. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Before we display, we have another some exciting information that we'd like to share with you. Ayana, are you there?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to Charity. I even learned that was a lovely presentation. Thank you so much. My name is Ayana Mondesir. I graduated from Hampton University in 2018. I'm here on the behalf of Our Money Matters, which is a financial wellness hub, and it's my priority to spread the resources, tools, and information regarding financial literacy to the Lincoln University atmosphere. So I won't take much of your time at all. And just sit back and relax, and then I'll definitely show the resources that will be in your grasp in just a few seconds. So first off, I'm going to show you our FIST. Our FIST basically is for Black and Brown individuals around our country who are directly associated with HBCUs and minority serving institutions. The 5 fingers of the FIST represents the 5 pillars of finances. 1, prioritize your finances. 2, control your spending. 3, reduce your debt. 4, stabilize and maximize your income. And 5, grow your assets. All of those are super important in order to become financially free. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So Our Money Matters is a financial wellness hub. Our mission is to equip HBCUs and minority serving students in the surrounding communities with financial skills needed to reach substantial financial freedom. Our goal is to close the racial wealth gap in our country, which has affected our communities for so long. So it's very important to start early to learn about your finances in order to be ahead of the curve once you graduate and start your career. So we have a platform that is a virtual platform that is free of cost that all of our partnering institutions have customized. So the Lincoln University platform is free and you can learn about your finances whenever you have time to log in. Under the first tab is topics. With this tab, one can explore articles, videos, and seminars about any financial topic that they might not have previously been aware of. Clearly, there's internships. These are just the popular ones. How your behavior affects how you spend and save. Banking, how to manage your debt. All of this is under topics. Next is courses. Under courses, you are able to take dozens of courses that vary in difficulty. Let me show you. On the right, you could see that they vary in difficulty and time, and they teach you about specific topics through interactive questions and videos. So these are 15-minute ones, just the featured ones, but there's 10-minute courses, 5-minute courses, and some of the more difficult courses are 20 minutes. And you can receive a certificate once you finish a course, and it tells you how much you learned percentage-wise previous to taking the course, which is super cool. The final tab is the tools tab. This is the most beneficial tab we have, and you can execute duties straight here on the platform regarding your own current finances by clicking any of these options. So once you log in and create an account, you're going to take a money personality test. This will basically ask you questions about how you spend and save, and then it will customize your whole account based on your answers. So say you are when you become stressful, you tend to go on a shopping binge at the mall, or you like to spend money on food, then it will teach you how to control yourself more and how to relax, think about your standings instead of binging. I wanted to specifically share, there's also a budgeting tool where you can make a budget straight here on the platform. It takes your income, your monthly expenses, and then it creates a budget that you can utilize every month that will help you save even more money. And then I think for students, the student loan snapshot, you can upload your current balances regarding your student loans, and it will help you maximize the ways to not get overwhelmed with your student loans. I think that is super helpful as well. But I know that summer is coming, and we have multiple search engines that could definitely help students find internships or even jobs. So in this keyword title or company, you would type in whatever you're specifically looking for. And then you put in the state, zip code, or city, and then all the options below will filter out, and you will have many, many, many options that you can fill out right here on the platform. You can also fill out what type of salary you're looking for, what type of area of the country you're looking for, and you can see what date it's posted, the relevance, and how many other applicants have utilized that same option. And I think that is super important because summer is coming. So no matter what your year is, you can definitely utilize the search engine. You can click over here if you're a sophomore or freshman, if you're just looking for an internship. And if you're looking for more of a paid position as a graduating senior or a junior, you can look for part-time or full-time jobs using these filters over here. And then, because I know the school year is ending and summer, and then the next semester is right ahead, so we also have a scholarship search that you can utilize with all types of filters on this left-hand side that will lead you to all types of scholarships. There's hundreds of options of scholarships. You just have to define them with the filter options to the left. So I strongly suggest you utilize this platform. I'm going to drop the link here is also the QR code if you sign up. We actually have a challenge right now. The first person to sign up will receive a $25 gift card. So definitely use the QR code and sign up so you can utilize this platform whenever you want. And the platform is for all ages. We also work with community and faith-based organizations all over the country as well. So it's not strictly for students, it's for the community members of Lincoln University as well as the faculty and staff, because all ages need help with their finances, especially Black and Brown individuals. Does anybody have any questions? No. Here, I'm going to also send the link to
in the chat, Ayana.
The link.
We will share it as well and send the link. How many of you knew of the platform before tonight?
Oh, that's great to see.
Great.
Yes, we came to campus in October, September, and we had a funny money tour. We had a couple celebrities come, but I know campus just opened, so it wasn't as huge, but we're definitely going to come back this upcoming fall.
And it was great. It was a great evening. Fun times. So thank you again. Any questions? Any questions?
I said it's a nice platform. I really like that.
It absolutely is. A lot of information. And something for everyone. So we appreciate that. I'd like to thank you both, Charity and Ayana, for sharing this evening. I know some of you, the information is a lot coming at you, but as you get a moment to kind of digest it, you'll see what is useful for you. Some things you'll put on the shelf, may use later, but it's important to kind of start thinking about these things and using these platforms, these opportunities to network with individuals to help you along the way. We're all here to learn. We're at different stages and different places, but it's important to really get moving in this direction, because what you want to do is kind of be successful leading out of here to your next endeavor. And we are really very, it's very important for us and the other alum, and other faculty and staff to ensure that you have these opportunities and take advantage of them. The ones that speak to you, the ones that may be unfamiliar to you, go, hear, listen, learn. And that's why we're bringing these opportunities to you. So I thank you for hanging in here and staying, and everyone online. I think we may have someone, I'm going to ask Ms. Edwina to come up front. We may have some more names. We may have to do something with our...
Yes, the people in the room, I don't have all of their names. Some of them are caught, but some of them I did not.
Did not. but we will have, I think, we may do a different, an additional raffle.
Okay.
Why don't we do that? And then we can kind of compare. So we have a raffle for those that you registered online. And some of you who got here a little early, you were able to get your names in. But for those of you who did not, but are here, I will not cut you out there. I will see that you get an opportunity to win a $50 gift certificate, which is what these raffles are.
You let me know when you're ready, Miss Crystal.
I think we're ready.
All right, let's see who's going to be a winner. Are y'all excited? These people online or quiet?
$50 ain't much, I don't know. This won't do.
I don't know if you.
Is my name in it?
No, ma'am. You're disqualified.
I'm
But
saying-
Raven Keener is a winner. Where's Miss
Oh.
Raven? Is she here?
No. We didn't do our spin.
Yes, we did. You couldn't see it?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to redo something because I want to make sure that you guys can hear it.
Do you need to share? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There.
Hold on. My sound is good. I'm going to put it back on full screen so you can see now all this other stuff. All right, here we go.
So everyone signed in.
Can you see that, Miss Michaela? How many spins do you want me to do, Miss Crystal? I forgot to ask that.
We have one more.
All right, here we go. Who's feeling lucky? Fingers and toes crossed.
No, we're gonna do a special raffle for those.
Miss Joan.
Was Joan present?
She was on there. That's how. Well, I don't know. You have to. Somebody else has to monitor the chat or be able to tell me if she's here. Is she present, Miss? If she's not present, we're gonna move on.
We're not doing people that aren't present.
Hold on. What name am I looking for, Edwina?
Miss Joan.
I don't see a. Hold on. I don't see a Joan.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joan.
I'm sorry, so we'll have to redo it. And those of you that are here that weren't in the registration list, we will put your name in a raffle and run it tomorrow.
As long as you sign in, make sure
And
you
you will
sign
get
in.
it.
Make sure everybody sign in, please. Take a water bottle or sanitizer.
All right, here we go, Miss Crystal.
Here's your last one.
Here's the last one.
I know Tajane's there. Congratulations to all the winners.
So I'm just gonna say good night. Thank you for coming. Everyone that's in place, if you were one of our winners, I'll make sure to get you your gift certificate. Thank you, Ms. Wells. Thank you, Ayana, and thank you all.